Hi there! Welcome to the Challenger Learning Center at the Powerhouse Science Center. In this video, I'm going to talk about the different teams your students will be working on. Before we get to that, we should be familiar with where your mission will be taking place. So let's head to our simulator. The mission will take place in two separate rooms. Half your group will start in a room called Mission Control. The other half will start in a room called the Spacecraft. Students who are on the same team will be divided between these two rooms based on your crew manifest and the students' name tags. Even though they are in different rooms, they will be communicating with one another, working together the entire time. Halfway through the mission, the students will switch rooms so that everyone gets to experience both sides of their jobs. Let's go ahead and move on to the teams your students will be working on. Now, our goal here at the Challenger Learning Center is to set everyone up for success. Your commanders will provide lots of support during the mission. That being said, some teams are better suited for students with certain strengths or weaknesses. Let's go ahead and start with the communication team. The communication team establishes a verbal link between mission control and the spacecraft. Each student on this team uses a headset to speak over the intercom system to send and receive verbal messages. The communications team is the voice that connects the astronauts to the mission controllers. Students assigned to this team should be comfortable with public speaking and have good reading skills. Let's move on to the data team. The data team controls the messages for the mission. Each student is responsible for making a decision on how a message should be delivered based on a set of written instructions. They are the message managers that keep important information moving. Students assigned to this team should have good reading skills and be comfortable using a computer. Let's move on to the medical team. The medical team performs basic medical tests on astronauts and analyzes the results in mission control. These tests include visual reaction and auditory reaction time, skin temperature, and possibly blood pressure and heart rate. Students assigned to this team should have strong reading and reading comprehension skills. Let's move on to the isolation teams. The isolation team handles hazardous materials on the spacecraft by using robotic arms. The students on the isolation team work independently with the following materials: radiation filters, micrometeoroid panels, and chemical bottles. Students assigned to this team should have strong math, reading, and comprehension skills. Let's move on to the life support team. The life support team tests various systems on the spacecraft and analyzes the results in mission control. These tests include environmental conditions, water supply, the oxygen system, and solar energy. Students assigned to this team should have strong leadership skills since they will be in charge of onboard emergencies. Let's move on to the remote team. Depending on which of the two missions you schedule, the remote team may be studying plant samples and micrometeoroid samples or mineral samples. All of these samples are tested in the glove boxes to avoid contamination, and the results are sent to mission control for analysis. Students assigned to this team should have strong fine motor skills for using the glove boxes. Let's move on now to the probe team. The probe team builds the motherboard of a probe that will be sent to study their mission objective. Mission Control has all of the instructions on how to build the probe, which they deliver via headset to the astronauts who physically build the probe on board the spacecraft. The probe team is one of the teams that plays a crucial role in the progress of the mission. We suggest you put some of your strongest students on this team. Above all else, students assigned to this team will need to be good at working together. Let's move on to the navigation team. The job of the navigation team will vary depending upon which of our two missions you schedule. Whichever mission you do choose, the navigation team will be responsible for doing the necessary math to fly our spacecraft. Mission Control will have all of the instructions on how to fly the spacecraft, which they deliver via headset to the astronauts who operate the flight computer on board the spacecraft. The navigation team is one of the teams that plays a crucial role in the progress of the mission, so we suggest you put some of your strongest students on this team. Just like the probe team, students assigned to this team will need to be good at working together. If you would like more information, there is a placement guide that goes into further detail on the skills your student may need for each of their jobs. It can be found on our website, sacramentoclc.com, under the Teacher Prep tab. If you have any further questions that were not answered either in this video or in our placement guide, feel free to send us questions directly under the Contact Us tab on the same website, sacramentoclc.com. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.